Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is automatic URL or IP blocking on the firewalls using EDL. EDL is nothing but external dynamic list feature available on the Palo Alto firewalls. The advantages of using EDL is as follows. We are doing configuration in two parts. Part 1 includes creating web page on the server using IIS or any other application. Here we are going to use IIS while demonstrating you, and we are going to configure the web page on the Windows server. Part 2 includes mapping the web page or the feed URL on the Palo Alto firewall. So this is a part 1 of our task where I will create one web page on my Windows system using IIS. So to create any web page, I am taking new text file, giving any random name like my site, just enter it. Now opening this file and adding one entry like for example 20.20.20.20 IP address and saving this file. So once saved, if you try to access this page, if you see, I am able to see the entry which is added in the file, which is 20.20. Now our web file is created. Now I am just copying this file and putting in one of the folder which is created for this web page. So I'm on this particular path and keeping this file continue here. Okay, now our web file is created. Now we need to do the configuration under IIS. Right click on the sites and add website. Under site name, I am giving name as my site. Under physical path, we need to select the path where our web file is available. So it is under C drive, internet pub, root folder, new site for EDL. So I am selecting this folder. Under binding type, you can either select HTTP or HTTPS. If you are selecting HTTPS, you need to bind certificate. So for now, I am just selecting the HTTP only. Under IP address setting, select the IP address. Here you can give any random port. I am giving 8443. Rest settings I am keeping as it is. Just select OK. So now our web page is ready. I will try to browse it. So I tried it using this particular, but I am getting the error. So something is misconfigured or something is missing here. Okay, maybe we missed to add entry in the default document. So go to the default document and add entry. So here we need to add the file name which was given to our web file. So if you go into this folder, we have given name as my site. So here I will add my site only and just click OK. Also check the directory settings if it is enabled. Okay, it is disabled right now because you are able to see the enable option here, means it is disabled. So I'm just selecting the enable option. Now we should be able to access our web page. I will just restart the service and browse it. Okay, now I am able to browse it. If I go into this my site.txt file, I am able to see the same entry. So our web file is ready and our web path is this one. This path will be configured under Palo Alto for EDL configuration. So that is a part 2 of this task. So let's proceed for the Palo Alto configuration. So now on Palo Alto side, we will do configuration of the external dynamic list. As we have already configured our web page using IIS and it is accessible, if you see. Now on the Palo Alto side, we will go under objects and external dynamic list. We will add new EDL, giving name as new EDL. Under type, I am keeping it as IP type only, but you can configure it for domain list as well as URLs. So I am keeping it IP only. Under source URL, I am keeping this path. Now, in order to fetch data available on this path from the firewall, this server should be accessible. If this server is inaccessible, then the data or the details available on that part won't be able to get to the firewall. So we need to check the connectivity part. If you want to check the connectivity part, you can directly click on the test source URL. If this test source URL is successful, it means this server is reachable from the firewall. So we need to wait for 5 to 10 seconds. Now if you see, it is giving as source URL is accessible, means this server is reachable from the firewall and we are good to go. Rest settings, keep it as it is and just click OK. Now I will just commit the changes. So now policy is pushed successfully. Now if you go into the EDL, under list entries, we are seeing 000 because this EDL is not yet applied in any of the security policy. Now we will go under the policies. I will add one of the policy like allow EDL IP addresses. Under source I will keep as source any. Under destination I will select any zone as we are just testing it. Under destination IP addresses we need to select our EDL. So this is our EDL. We'll keep other settings as it is and just action allow. Okay. Now we have configured EDL under security policy. Now I will commit the changes. Now policy is committed successfully. Now if you go under object again and open the EDL, under list entries you should be able to see the actual entry which is available on the path. If you see this path, it is 2020 only. So this way the EDL can be configured under security policies and you can take actions against the EDL which is configured. Now what is the benefit here? If I make the changes in the text file available on the web server, so it will automatically fetch those changes and it will get pushed to the firewall without committing any changes. So we don't need to commit the changes every time and firewall will fetch details automatically. So timeout for automatic update from the server is set here 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes firewall will query this particular path and whatever data is available at that particular time, it will get fetched to the firewall. Now suppose I will make changes right away in the text file and we'll see how it gets reflected on the firewall. Now I am on the server where our web page is configured. So I will go into the file of the web page, open it, and now I will add one more entry here, like for example 100.100.100.100 and just save this file. Now the file is saved. Now as I have made changes into the file, if I refresh this path, I should be able to see the new entry. If I refresh this, if you see, now I am seeing the other entry as well. So the timeout set for querying the request from firewall towards this path is 5 minutes. So either you can wait for 5 minutes or you can manually fetch it. So there is a command through CLI. So we'll go into the CLI and the command to fetch manually is request system external list refresh, type would be IP1 and the name of the list will be the new EDL. So if you have multiple EDLs, you need to select the proper name of the EDL. I'm selecting here new EDL and just enter it. So if you see under show jobs all, the EDL refresh is going on. The other is queued because I think the one is initiated from the firewall itself because the 5 minutes are already completed. So it is initiated from firewall and one is initiated by us by putting this command. So it takes around 5 to 10 seconds to refresh it. It depends on your model and the load on the firewall. Okay, the job is completed. Now if you go under EDL again and under entries, if you see you are able to see the second entry as well. So this way you can manually make the changes under text file available on the web server and firewall will automatically take those entries. So under security policy, firewall will take appropriate actions against all those IPs available under this dynamic list. So the benefit of the EDL is like, if you have some policies and you want to block the unwanted IP addresses or blacklisted IP addresses, and you're getting the IP addresses very frequently, so you can't add objects every time on the firewall and commit the changes every time. So the best way is to configure the EDL. So every time if there are addition of the blacklisted IP addresses, you can add the IP addresses under text file available on the web server. So those entries will get updated or automatically fetched towards firewall, and firewall will take required actions as per the policy set.